What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. So we're going to watch this absolutely incredible and really fascinating interview between CNN and Hakeem Jeffries. And what's fascinating is that CNN is going to try to force Hakeem Jeffries to give credit to Donald Trump for shutting down the border and lowering down the number of illegal immigrants crossing into this country. Now, they're first going to try to get him to admit and also give credit to Donald Trump for pardoning a Democrat. Yes, Donald Trump recently pardoned a Democrat who's been charged with a crime, and that's who you see right here. So let's not waste any time and get straight into the video. But before we do, guys, please hit the like button down below. Let's get into it.
On another issue that just has emerged within the last several minutes, Leader Jeffries, President Trump has announced a pardon of the Texas Democratic Congressman Henry Cuellar and his wife, who were charged with bribery. What's your response?
Well, Congressman Cuellar is a beloved member of the House of Representatives, loved in his community, particularly in Laredo. I've had the opportunity to spend time with him down in Laredo in South Texas. I look forward to that moving forward. Listen, the reality is this indictment was very thin to begin with, in my view. The charges were eventually going to be dismissed, if not at the trial court level by the Supreme Court, as they've repeatedly done in instances just like this. So
just to follow up on that, do you agree with the president's pardon here? Do you think that that was a good thing then?
I don't know why the president decided to do this. I think the outcome was exactly the right outcome.
Well, Congressman Cuellar, we should note, is one of a handful of House Democrats who sits in a district President Trump won in 2024. So now he has this presidential pardon. Have you had any conversations with the congressman about him potentially switching to the Republican Party?
I think Congressman Cuellar is a highly valued member of the House Democratic Caucus, and I expect that he'll continue to remain a highly valued member of the House Democratic Caucus.
What about re-election plans? Has he informed you of that?
No, I think the filing deadline in Texas is upcoming in the next few days. Many of the members of the Texas congressional delegation have yet to file for re-election. I expect that we'll see that happen in advance of the Monday deadline.
We'll see what he decides. The U.S. is immediately pausing immigration applications for individuals from some 19 countries, including Afghanistan, and temporarily holding asylum decisions. Do you see any upside at all to these steps by the Trump administration in the wake of that tragic shooting of 2 National Guard members here in Washington, D.C. by an Afghan national who was vetted and was here legally?
Yeah, the administration hasn't fully and completely explained their rationale for taking this decision, but here's what I know. Like, the American people want Donald Trump and Republicans to actually keep their promises on the issues that they said they would focus on, which includes dealing with the affordability crisis that exists here in the United States of America. Notwithstanding the fact that Donald Trump apparently believes that the high cost of living in this country is a scam. It is not a scam. These people promised that they were going to lower costs on day one. Costs aren't going down. They're going up. Housing costs out of control, grocery costs out of control, electricity prices out of control. And now, because Republicans refuse to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits, tens of millions of people are about to experience dramatically increased health care costs that will prevent them from being able to go see a doctor when they need one. These are the issues that the American people want to see progress made on. House Democrats are prepared to make that progress, but we need partners on the other side of the aisle.
And we'll get to more on affordability in just a moment. But just to follow up, I mean, one of President Trump's key campaign promises was also on immigration. Exactly. Right? So even if you disagree with the way this immigration crackdown is happening, according to government data, U.S. Border Patrol has released 0 undocumented migrants into the U.S. for 6 consecutive months, and daily average apprehensions at the southwest border are lower now than under Biden. Are you willing to give President Trump any credit for that?
Well, let's take the two issues together, right? First, we believe in a safe, a strong, and a secure border. And that's important, and we'll continue to stand behind that. At the same period of time, we acknowledge, of course, we have a broken immigration system. It needs to be fixed, but it should be fixed in a comprehensive and in a bipartisan way. The American people strongly disagree with the approach that Donald Trump has taken in terms of interior enforcement and immigration, because Republicans promised that they were going to go after violent felons. We support that. They're not going after violent felons. They're breaking up families, law-abiding immigrant families, in some cases actually deporting citizen children of the United States of America. That's completely and totally unacceptable, and the American people know it, which is why in the most recent Gallup poll, Donald Trump's approval rating on immigration was underwater by 25 points.
And it is true that the polls show, in terms of the tactics used, that the majority, they don't like the tactics being used. But in terms of the border, securing the border, can you give President Trump any credit for securing the border? Because as you know, that was a big issue under the Biden administration when you had record border crossings, and those border crossings have gone down dramatically. Can you give him credit for that?
The border is secure. That's a good thing. It's happened on his watch. He wants to claim credit for it. Of course, he'll get credit for that. In terms of making sure that we actually deal with the issues that matter, including on immigration or beyond, there's a lot that is left to be desired.
Yeah, so we're going to stop it right there. That was incredible. I was not expecting that from CNN whatsoever. But it sounds like, here's the thing. This guy is almost contradicting every single thing that the Democrats were saying when Kamala Harris or Joe Biden, both of them were running for president, right? Because they said that the border was secure, and he's saying that, he kind of did give Donald Trump credit for securing the border. And he also said that we need to fix the affordability crisis. I thought Bidenomics and the Affordable Care Act was working. I thought there was no inflation. That's what Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were saying. So now all of a sudden, it's like people have amnesia. Like, did y'all forget? Like, I don't understand what happened here. When Joe Biden was president was when we seen the price increases. And now all of a sudden, every Democrat, and even these socialist Democrats that are running for office now, are running on affordability. Absolutely makes no sense whatsoever. But they're just saying it because it hasn't happened fast enough, right? That's what their argument is. Trump has been in office for almost a year and prices haven't gone down. Well, why do prices need to go down if prices were never high to begin with? That's what doesn't make any sense to me. When Joe Biden and Kamala Harris were running for office, prices wasn't going up. There was no inflation, they said, right? So it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I can't believe that people are falling for this whole affordability trap. It makes no sense. It's contradicting as hell. It's nothing but gaslighting. It's nothing but gaslighting. And I really can't trust this guy whatsoever. But, they're saying things like, well, the polls are showing that Donald Trump is, not showing favorability because of the tactics that he's taking in the deportations that's going on. That's all a bunch of BS. They're talking about polls amongst Democrats, right? And those polls don't matter. When it comes down to the polls from the people that actually voted for what he's currently doing, he has a higher approval rating than Obama did and George Bush did within their own party.
So is the president losing Republicans?
No. Look, this is still Donald Trump's Republican Party, and we can see it here. It's like a rock, to quote Bob Seger. Take a look here. Republicans who approve of Trump. 6 months ago, it was 87%. Now, well, hello, it's the same number. It's 87%. He has not lost any support among Republicans compared to 6 months ago. As I said at the beginning, he's like a rock. He's like a rock. The Republican base is sticking by Donald Trump at this point in time.
It really is interesting to watch his overall approval rating go down, but see this be completely constant here.
It is among independents. It is not among Republicans.
Okay, so how does this compare to past presidents in a second term?
Yeah, okay, I think this gives the game away, right? Which is Donald Trump, if you look at 21st century presidents' own party approval at this point in term two, who leads the pack? It's Donald John Trump. 87% of Republicans approve of Donald John Trump. You go back to 2013, 78% of Democrats supported Barack Obama, and it was 78% of Republicans who supported George W. Bush back in 2005 at this point. So Donald Trump has the biggest highest own party approval of any president who served their entire second term in the 21st century.
So when these people come out and say all of these BS, everything that Hakeem Jeffries said on this interview was BS. Every single thing. There was not one truth told whatsoever. This is insane. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Let's talk about this video in the comment section. Leave your opinions down below. And of course, if you're brand new, consider and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.